Welcome everyone. Happy that you all came here. Hope you're all awake because today Pauline and I are going to talk about the 7 CRM levers that made Babbel successful in 2021. But before we dive in, let us introduce ourselves a bit. So my name is Veronica and to be aligned with the company, I speak 4 languages. So Italian is my native one, but I can also speak German, English, and Spanish. I'm kind of a Gen Z of Babbel because I worked there since 2.5 years. I have different hobbies, but the main one is yoga. And a funny fact about me is that I love pesto, and so I can devour pesto directly from the jar.
Hi, I'm Pauline. I speak 3.5 languages. I'm currently learning Spanish, and I've been at Babbel for 7.5 years, so you can consider me furniture by now. Fun facts about me is I like carrots, and I would always eat the cake from the rind to the tip. It's the best way, only way actually.
So as you could see in the background, I was part of the CRM team actually. So now in CRM there are 17 CRM geeks, and we are split it into 2 different offices, the New York office and the Berlin office. In total, we compose 8.5 nationalities. The half is a joke because of Pauline, half and half German and French. And we speak currently 10 languages as a whole. In total of cumulated years at Babbel, we can build like an adult man of 58 years old.
So the agenda of today is like the 7 levers or microphone. We're first going to start talking about user segmentation. Then we're going to talk about Babbel Lifetime. Then we'll continue talking about what we call the surprise box offer, language quiz, customer onboarding flow, Babbel podcast, and finally what we call perceived learner success campaigns.
Okay, so before we start, let's talk about Babbel. Babbel is a language learning app, as you might know. We were born in Berlin in 2007. And we offer to the users up to 14 languages. In total, we are 750 Babylonians, split it into the Berlin and the New York office. We cover over 60 nationalities, and we offer to the students a part of the self-study app, also live classes, an ad hoc B2B product, and finally podcasts. Our mission and purpose is to creating mutual understanding through languages. We do believe that languages build mutual understanding, and we do believe that languages is a power for conversation. And this is what we do, this is what we know, this is what we learn, and this is what we love.
Right, this works better. Back to the 7 levers that helped us grow in 2021. So we're actually going to talk about 4 levers on the leads conversion side and 3 levers on the customer engagement side. To start with the user age segmentation, our data analytics team actually spent a lot of time researching on which were the data fields that impacted the most purchase for users, who is more likely to purchase and higher subscription type. So in 3rd position comes the lead age. That is meant by how long has it been that a user created a Babbel account. 2nd position, the geo area, so in which country did they register from. And finally, the user's actual age. This is actually the most powerful one. So for example, actually age 45 plus brings overall around 40% of revenue that we noticed. And so we wanted to do different tests around this this data field. And so, for example, on user, we tested different subject lines, and in the end, we could, depending on the age, the best performing subject line would vary. So, for example, Minus 25, it was you're invited to start Spanish now with 6 months free. So it was what we call a 6+6 offer. It's 6 months for free on top of a 6-month subscription. For age 25 to 54, it was 6 months of Spanish on us. And for 55 plus, it was this promo in Spanish deserves your attention. They look a bit spammy, but they really work. You can trust us. And actually overall it brought plus 8% in conversion. So that was really successful. We also tested, for example, body of the email. That was also very successful as well. We're going to continue doing that. But some tests were not as successful. So for example, we did banner design. We actually did different banners depending on the age segment. So for 18, 24, this one, for 25, 34, 35, 54, and 55 plus. And actually this led to a decrease in conversion of minus 15%. So, but I mean, it's a try and fail situation, win and fail situation. So we're still happy with the results.
So the second lever is Babbel Lifetime. Babbel Lifetime is a new subscription model we introduced in 2021. So the users could have all the Babbel languages for all their life, so forever, and with one-time payment only. So it was pretty successful, and we tested that a lot throughout the year. We could reach with this offer in total plus 20% of total sales, and with a revenue per recipient which was really great, so plus 100% versus the standard promo that we currently send out to our leads. It was the strongest offer for sure for leads win back, so to reconquer our ex-customers or simply customers who are which subscription is subscribed or quitted. We ran different tests, as I mentioned before. So one of the most successful A/B testing that we did was done on the message and how to message correctly Babbel Lifetime. And we had subject lines with all languages as a focus, and the other one was one-time payment. And guess who was the winner? So the most relevant geos in which this test succeeded were Germany and Italy. We tested the control version mentioning Zugang allen Sprachen ein Leben lang, so mentioning the fact that there were all the languages for all the life versus the one-time payment. And we got amazing results, above all in Italy, the plus 50% of click-through open rate and plus 52% of revenue per recipient, the same success in Germany.
All right, so about the surprise box offer. So usually what we do in CRM is actually we mention the offer that we're promoting already in the subject line, in the text, maybe even in the banner. We decided to take another take on this time, and we actually hid it until the landing page. And this actually resulted in, depending on the countries, plus 60 to plus 200% increase in click rate. And we generated actually twice the revenue of a regular offer email. So huge success for us. Of course, it's something you can't do every day, but we just keep it as a sometimes offer, a little bonus.
Okay, so I spoiled myself, but the first lever is a quiz. So I don't know if it was from the pointer, but let's challenge ourselves on our language knowledges.
Sorry about my mess of a desktop.
So how would you say hiking in Italian? Answer A, correre. Answer B, passeggiare. Answer C, girare in bicicletta. So raise your hands for answer A. No one? Raise your hands for letter B, passeggiare. Ho ho. And who is gonna go for number 3, girare in bicicletta? Just one. Do we all agree that the majority says passeggiare, so I should click on passeggiare? Do we all agree? Okay.
And you won a
Great
50% off!
Congrats!
So you can continue learning Italian.
So seasonal quizzes were a silver bullet for our leads engagement. In fact, with seasonal quizzes, we reached a very high engagement rate. So click-through open rate were up to 3 times the normal and more standard content email. We had for sure a positive impact on our active recipient pool. And at the same time, we didn't lose any money, let me say. So not all the revenue came from the correct answer, but a very fun fact is that also almost the 20% of campaign revenue came from the wrong answer. So this is really the case that we can say winning by failing.
So now we're going to switch about the levers that increase our customer engagement. So we have a whole team of colleagues that took care of that. So the first is we're going to talk about onboarding flow, and actually our director, Nina Pollux, is going to present a whole deep dive on that at a presentation at 2:45, it's not mistaken. So if you want to know more, make sure to catch that. So what they figured out, what they thought about is that an ideal onboarding flow will show learners the many and best ways to learn with Babbel. That to give the learners the opportunity to experience early learning success, and they will show that they want to continue using the product and invest time and money in Babbel. So what the whole researchers team figured out is that in order to have actually a very good continuous customer engagement with the product, the setup moment was very important. Setup moment is then when the customer has figured out, okay, this is how you use the product, I get it, and I'm going to continue using it. So first success, wait, can you do that? And for us, the setup moment is actually for a user doing 2 reviews. So with Babbel, you have lessons and reviewing for what you learned before, and to do 2 reviews in 72 hours. This was a metric. So the team worked a lot on improving funnel of customers and focusing actually on this review step on a very early stage. And by doing so, they actually increased its setup by 11%, which was above expectation actually, and extremely great. So done it on push. And they've seen an increase in plus 549%. Also a huge success. So very, very happy of that. So yeah, just okay. It's great working with technology today.
So level number 6 is a podcast. We introduced the podcast quite recently, and CRM was a good channel to promote this product. So Babbel podcast for us was a real good way to communicate a new and personalized learning experience. So we could also understand that varied content can lead a higher learner engagement. So we communicate podcasts throughout targeted and ad hoc mailings announcing the new content releases, but also we just podcast in life cycle podcast onboarding. And there we ran different tests. One of the tests was to test if the messaging of podcast as skills building experience could win versus a different, more standard message about podcasts or novelty of product. And we reached very positive results, both in open rate and in click-through open rate. The test was run both on the imagery and the content itself, so the text. We are running a lot of tests right now, but one of the most successful so far is the recommendation. email, so you can see that email on the left. And so we are recommending all the users a specific podcast based on their language learning skills and their level. And with these tests, we could reach so far, but it's still early to say, a plus 30% of podcast started and a plus 31% of podcast completion. So this focus on down the funnel metrics helped us really to understand how also CRM efforts and messaging can help the learner engagement quite hugely.
Yeah, so the last lever for the customer team with the perceived learner success. So what we see as perceived learner success is that the users are learning a language, and then we give them a task, and they get like, okay, I know how to do this, and that they are able to see their own success. And so what they did is they used what they call supplemental learning resources, which are external to our lessons or online classes or podcast. It would be something, for example, they on Instagram they post this to fill out and post as a story, and they've actually seen an increase of plus 16% uplift in customer engagement thanks to that. Also in the past, we've done it with other fill-out text and crosswords, for example, that actually came as PDFs. So we attached them to the email, first time doing this, and we've seen actually great success and plus 18% weekly active customers. We've seen a great increase in click rate, plus 38% compared to the regular newsletters. And finally, we also ran a survey that had very positive feedback. So as a summary, we can take away is on our user segmentation test is that adapting messaging to your most promising segment can bring success.
The learning of Babbel lifetime offer is that present new subscription models with the right messaging is a winning tool.
The subscribing box offer is that actually hiding your offer can be a success as well.
The learning of quizzes is that engaging your audience with challenges is really, really, really successful for engagement.
Onboarding flow, we can definitely recommend to finding a key moment that will drive customer engagement.
And for podcasts, so provide users with new, personalized, and very targeted learning experience is a good weapon.
And finally, perceived learner success. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to have an attachment to emails, but if you haven't, if it's relevant for your business, maybe you can try. And that's it for you. That's it for us. Thank you. Teşekkürler. And if you have any questions, please shoot. Yes.
I saw with your first point and the subject lines that you targeted to specific age.
Yeah.
I saw that you had emojis in there.
Yes.
Did you also test for specific emojis, how that works?
Yeah, so the subject lines are tested also without emojis, not exactly the selection of emojis, but it's part of the testing, and these ones can especially work for us. Yeah. Yes.
I saw you offer the Babbel lifetime package, and do you target power users, or is the general users will receive this offer?
Yeah, actually we target everyone, and it's been very, very successful. So not only in terms of revenue, because obviously it's a more expensive subscription, but also sales.
Hey, I've actually got a few questions. I hope that's okay. So the surprise box I thought was really cool, but you said it had a 20% increase or something. That will like the comparable same offer. So if it's like 50 off, you do the surprise box, you had 20% more.
Yeah, it was based on the same offer.
Really? Wow. With the quiz, like what happens if people click the wrong answer? They still go to the offer page as well?
No, they also go to the offer page, yes. I said no, but it's yes, the answer. They go to the same. of course, you have a different message, like start learning. It's your right moment to do it. Yeah.
When you talked about perceived learner success, are you emailing premium users as well?
Yeah, this is all so I don't know what you mean by premium, but in our case, yes, it's only customers. So these would be people that already have a subscription with us.
Paid subscription?
Yes, exactly.
So you email those customers regularly?
Yeah.
You don't find like that people go, oh, I have to cancel my Babbel account or whatever?
So we do have certain segmentation depending on product activity and also email activity. So to make sure that we keep contacting the people that are engaged with us. Yeah.
I may ask some. So does the channel make any difference? I mean, when you do these quizzes in mobile app or website, does it affect the results?
No, I mean the results is always successful. So and also the visualization, it's the same. We don't vary the content from desktop to mobile.
Based on the previous questions, so if you offer the quiz in app, do you lead to outside of the app or you build an in-app native script?
It would be actually in this case it would be mobile web, so it does land to the same page. So maybe next year we'll actually see how to integrate that. Yeah.
I also see that you attached some language quiz with the email.
The PDFs?
Yes, the PDF,
Yeah.
yes. Do you send to all languages users or you specific target one language?
Yeah, so we focused on what we call the main learning languages. So for example, in our cases, it would be in German, like German people usually learn English first. This is the biggest chunk, for example, or English speaking learn Spanish first. So just because of the work input versus reward, we focus sometimes on larger tests like this that require a lot of work, certain languages. So in this case, that's how we did it, for example. Yeah.
Thank you.
You talk about subscribers, but I wanted to ask you, what do you do on users that download the app and don't subscribe?
These were the first levers that we talked about on leads, what we call leads. Yeah.
What do you do with the ones that don't subscribe? Do you try to insist with them forever, like with emails, or do you have a particular strategy to try to convert them?
Okay, it's not forever, so we base specific segmentations, and then we try after a while with re-engagement campaigns, for example, to re-engage them.
Okay, with emails and push.
With emails mainly, but also we are going to try a lot of tests with pushes.
We do have actually quite stable, for example, for leads, the open rate still lay around 25% and plus. And for customers, 35% and plus, around kind of like this, and so quite good response rates.
And what's the best in terms of segmentation? The age information is the one that's most important, or there are other information that can be relevant for the message?
I mean, also the lead age, so the time in which they subscribed. So.
Okay. So if they subscribe today, they are, let's say, hotter today.
Exactly.
Okay.
For example, or a win-back segment, meaning people that used to be customers canceled and went back into leads, so without a subscription. Actually, by retargeting them, we've seen really good results that with users that have been there for more than a year with us, and they actually buy sometimes even more than the others.
Did you also test any other channels to retarget inactive users except for email and push?
So far, we are going to explore the in-app messages, but yes, so far it was mainly, again, on email and pushes.
One of our colleagues did a trial with Web Extend. We actually focused on verification rates mostly. And I actually had to say I wasn't fully involved, so if you know. The results were sometimes successful, sometimes not, as far as I remember.
Yeah, we also tried social ads, but that was not successful for us.
Was it just too expensive, or people didn't react? Or?
It was also too similar to what our paid social team is doing anyway, so it wasn't worth it, I think. Yeah.
Regarding the podcast, you say that you made recommendations based on the skill of the user as well as the language, right? Like the language that is learning. How do you actually segment the skill level? Is it like beginner, intermediate, advanced, or is it like A1, A2? Like how exactly is that segmentation happening?
Yeah, as you said, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Yes, and we target, as you said correctly, we target for the level, but also for the languages, because we have different podcasts targeted for, I don't know, you are German and you are learning Spanish, and that you go with the content. So,
if not, I'd like to thank all of you to have come this early for a presentation, and hopefully you enjoyed it even with the small technical issues. And then, yeah, see you during the day and have a great day.